Switch on the lights.
Switch on the lights.
So if you want slides.
What?
If you want slides, you please take this 2D mix.
Okay.
Sir has moved to the side. It became now not centered. Switch on the tube light. Yeah, center side. Sir has changed his position.
Oh, tube light, huh?
Netta.
இல்ல அதான் ஏன் இந்த பக்கம் லைட் மேல நீ வருது
அங்கே தானே போடணும், வேற எங்கே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறது? அதான் பெஸ்ட்டு பிளேஸ். நீங்களாம் அங்கே தான் பாடத்தை உட்கார்றது, புஸ்தகம் பார்க்குறதுக்கு.
லைட் அவார்டு உங்களுக்கு கேமரால எல்லாம் வருது.
அப்படியா? எனக்கு தெரியாது.
பர்பஸ்
ஸ்டார்டட். ஓகே. प्रविश्यवाचमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना मह्यां सहस्रचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं गुरुं हिस्सहिं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः मूर्तिश्चाविवृताः सत्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः. See, in yesterday's class, we discussed whether Shankara Bhashya is Upadeya or Ramanuja Bhashya is Upadeya. Upadeyam is Grahyam. What is the criteria based on which you call this as Upadeya? So there it was stated it is this Pramanikatvam. Pramanikatvam, Pramanajanitatvam, Pramanatu Ayatam. So then this argument went on. So this Pramanikatvam is that which is born out of Pramana. So Pramana is evidence. For instance, suppose I want to say that Rama was present there or Rama was not present there in the seminar. So suppose I were to say Rama is present. Rama was present. Then, so your question will be, how do you know he was present? Then I say, I saw him. So now the pramana is my chakshuhu. So the presence of Rama, which is the knowledge that is gained, is based upon a pramana, and therefore it is irrefutable. So it is an infallible knowledge. So pramanatu agatam pramanikam. So you may even assign this pramanikatvam to aptavachanam. So suppose you know some person who is a very reliable person, then so that is what is called pramanikam. So here, whether this bhashya is pramanika or that bhashya is pramanika, because the two bhashyas are speaking of two different theories. So Ramanuja speaks of jivananatvam, Shankara speaks of jiva ekatvam. So and jiva brahmanoho abhedaha. So jiva brahmanoho amshamshi bhavaha. So either of them can be taken and not both the schools. And therefore, here this question of the basis for calling it as pramanika arises. So and there, so the Vaishishtadvaitin said Vrittikara Mata is being followed by Ramanuja, and therefore Ramanuja's Mata should be taken as pramanika. Vrittikara was someone who was prevalent even before Shankara. So even Shankara quotes Vrittikara Matam. See in his commentaries, so he will take it as a Purva Paksha, so and then Siddhanta will be said, no, Vrittikara Mata is not acceptable, and so on. In various places he cites him. So who is this Vrittikara? We don't know. Whether the work is available is also not known. Maybe it is not even available. Now, so Ramanuja follows. See, at various places, so Ramanuja upholds Vrittikara's Mata, because Ramanuja came much later. So in that case, in those cases, Vrittikara Matam, see the statement is Vrittikara Mata Anuyayitvat Vrittikarasya cha Prachinatvat Purva Paksha. Okay, Vrittikara is Prachina, and therefore, so this is what he says. Now, This is Purva Paksha. Then he goes on and refutes if the Vrittikara is Pramanika, then so because Ramanuja follows Vrittikara, his word is also Pramanika, but Vrittikarasya Pramanikatvam na siddham. So that is not established. And Prachinatvam, so just because Vrittikara was before, cannot be taken as criteria to decide it is Pramanika.
For deciding is what is the evidence that is supported.
So Prachinatvam, so if you say antiquity is the reason for infallibility, is wrong. So this antiquity itself, now further he says, so there are various things which have been antique and they have been refuted by later people, and therefore this itself cannot be brought as, certainly cannot be brought as criteria, and even antiquity is further questionable. So there might have been somebody before Vrittikara. So even Shankara should be considered as antique before somebody, and Ramanuja's Mata should be then considered as Pramana because he came later. So this is not something which can be chosen, and therefore the final statement is Tasmat Brahma Pramadadi Dushita Pumbisheshatvat Vrittikaraha Anupadeya Vakyayeva. See the fifth sentence. Brahma Pramadadi Dushita. So this is what? Brahmaha is illusion. Pramada is carelessness. See, Pramado Anavadhanata is the Amara. See, Anavadhanata. Carelessly somebody may make some statement. You understand? So Brahma is one thing, Pramada is another thing. So these are the things which can make someone's word apramanika. So Brahma Pramadadi Dushita Pumbisheshatvat. See, Brahma Pramadadi Dushita Pumbisheshatvam eva apramanikatve prayojakam. So now we have to decide. See, so what Advaitins say is fifth sentence. Are you noticing? Tasmat Brahma Pramadadi Anjana. Pinadi pakam paru. Fifth sentence. Tasmat Brahma Pramadadi Dushita Pumbisheshatvat Vrittikaraha Anupadeya eva. So this is the conclusion. Now the question is, so you are saying Vrittikara is Brahma Pramadi Dushita Pumbishesha. Then how is it that Shankara is not so? After all, Shankara was also Brahma Pramadadi Dushita Pumbishesha means Puman. After all, he was a person. So this person would have Brahma, may have Pramada. So you are saying that Vrittikara was Brahma Pramadi Dushita Pumbishesha, and therefore his Vachana is Anupadeya. Since Ramanuja follows Vrittikara, his Vachana is also Anupadeya. This is the conclusion you come to. Now the question is, the opponent can ask, so how do you know Shankara was not so? And that's what is the question. See, Nacha Shankaropi Tadishayeveti Vachyam. See, Shankara is also like that. You cannot say Nacha Vachyam. Shankaropi Brahma Pramadi Dushita eva iti navachyam. Why? Shankarasya Krishnasyeva Parameshwaratvena Grahya Vakyatvat. So Shankara is same as the Parameshwara. So Parameshwara you cannot say he is Brahma Pramada Dushita, since Shankara Sakshat. And therefore Krishnasyeva, see he is just giving one more example. Say like Krishna Vachana. Krishna is Bhagavan and so is Shankara is Bhagavan. So Bhagavan's Vachana cannot be Brahma Pramada Dushita, and therefore Shankara's Vachana is Upadeya.
How do we know Shankara is Parameshwara?
That is what? So this is Shankara Sakshat. That is what he is going to quote now. Okay? Come. That is the next argument. So let us see that. See, Nacha Ramanujopi Parameshwara eveti vachyam. If Shankara is Parameshwara, I will call Ramanuja as also Bhagavan. Why? He says Tasya Sheshatvena Shesham Shatvena Jivatva. See, Ramanuja nobody describes as Vishnu, but he is only considered as Avatara of Adishesha. So Adishesha is anyway considered as Jiva. Shesham Shatvena Jivatva. See, Ramanuja belongs to the category of Jiva, and Shankara belongs to the category of Ishvara, and therefore there is a difference. Now he is saying Sheshopi Jivatvena Sampratipannaha. See, Shesha Sampratipannaha means both of us have accepted. Sampratipanna means, see, it is you may have some theory, I may have some theory. Both of us have accepted certain norms. Some common things. So that is what is called Sampratipanna. Okay? So this is something which has been accepted by both schools. That So Shesha is Jiva is accepted by both schools, and you only say Ramanuja is Sheshavatara. So Shankara is considered as Bhagavan, and Shankara Sakshat. So this is the argument he is saying. Then he says, न च शंकरोऽपि यस्यांश इति त्वया उच्यते स एव जीवेति स्थिते. So then they go further and then say, Shankara yasya amshaha. See, Shankara Sakshat you say. So now we have threefold thing. One is Jagat Srishti Sthiti Laya. So these three portfolios are given to three people: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You get it? See, that's what he is saying. You see, Nacha Shankaraha yasya amsha iti tvaya uchyate sayeva jiva iti sthite. See, the argument was, so Shesha was Jiva, and therefore Sheshamsha Sheshavatara Ramanuja is also Jiva. Now he is turning this against you. You say Shankara is Parameshwara Avatara. So I say Parameshwara itself is Jiva. Why do you say so? Because Parameshwara, he has been given the portfolio of Laya. See, one is unfolding, which is what is the duty of Brahma. The other is sustaining, the duty of Vishnu. So folding back onto the primordial substance is the duty of Parameshwara. Therefore, so all these three belong to a class which can be considered as Jiva only, and Brahman is the only primordial reality. They also fall under the category of Jiva. See the argument, okay? So since you call him Jiva and therefore Apramanika, I call Parameshwara as also Jiva, and therefore Shankara's Vachana is also Apramanika.
Jiva, whatever Shankara himself says, no, Jiva and Atma are the same.
No, but see, but that is not Sampratipanna. See, what you need to understand is
Shankara's itself, I am not Sampratipanna. Shankara's word itself,
no, it is only based on Sampratipannatvam we can argue with them. So they are saying Jiva is only Amsha of Ishvara and not same as Ishvara. So therefore this argument goes. See, your question is right, but the issue is this. So what is Sampratipanna? Based on Sampratipanna we have to argue with them. So you cannot argue with them basing on your theory. So that is what he is saying. Now he is saying, see.
But by their own, so Jivan is lower than the
so no. Don't speak from Advaitin viewpoint. So what is taken? See, Ishvara, first axiom is Ishvara is Brahma Pramadi Dushana Rahita. Jiva is Brahma Pramadadi Dushana Sahita. Okay, so this is commonly understood by all of us, and therefore he is saying, so this argument, now he is, so the point is they try to turn it around towards us. So now he is going and then saying, see, Saeva Jiveti Sthite Kim Punah Shankara iti Vachyam. Then he says, Brahma Vishnu Rudranam Trayanam Ekeshwaratva Shravanat. Here again he is quoting Shruti. See, both of them started argument by quoting some Smriti. So Shankara Sakshat is a Smriti. You get the point? And they said Ramanuja is Sheshavatara, there is also some Smriti. So we are arguing on that. Here he is quoting Aham Brahma cha Sarvascha Jagatah Karanam Param iti Smaranacha. Smaranam always means Smriti. Okay? Recollection. So what is stated? Aham Brahma cha Sarvascha. Aham, so he is quoting, basically they take Vishnu Purana as Pramana. So it is a statement of Vishnu. So what is stated? Aham is Vishnu. Brahma cha Sharvaha is Shivaha. Sharvascha Jagatah Karanam Param. So Jagatah Karanam is only called as Brahman. Jagatah Param yati Jagatah Karanam. So this both of them accept. Sadeva Somyedam Agre Asit. Brahman is the Jagat Karanam. So this is Sampratipanna Vakyam. So now Vishnu's statement is being quoted. Aham Brahma cha Sarvascha Jagatah Karanam Param. It is
Ramanuja's followers.
No. This is Shankara's followers to refute that.
But is it Sampratipanna?
This is Sampratipanna. This is their own Vachana, no? This is quoted from Vishnu Purana. Smriti is Sampratipanna. So Brahma cha Sarvascha Jagatah Karanam Param iti Smaranacha Ekasyaiva Mayinaha Ishwarasya Upadhi Mayanishta Sattvad Gunatraya Bhedena Vishnuadi Namadharitva Prasiddhescha. See, so as per this Smriti, So all of them are manifestations of that entity which is Param Brahma. So and therefore he belongs to only the category of Parameshwara and not Jiva. So this is the point that he is trying to establish now by this Smriti. Ekasyaiva Mayinaha Ishwarasya Upadhi Mayanishta Sattvadi Guna Bhedena. See, so when it is predominant with Sattva, when it is predominant with Rajas, when it is predominant with Tamas, Vishnuadi Nama Dharitva Prasiddhescha. Prasiddha is something which is well known. Now, Nanvevam is saying, if so. So now where does it stand? It stands that Jiva's Vakya cannot be considered as Pramanika because he can be Brahma Pramadi Dushita. And all these Smritis are composed based upon Jiva Vakya. Okay, so Smriti Ajnavalkya Smriti, this Smriti, that Smriti. Now he comes. The argument goes like this. Jiva Vakyanam Agrahyatve Smritayaha Pramanam Nasyuhu iti chet. So this is what you are saying now. After all, Shesha belongs to Jiva category and therefore his Vakya is Apramana. If Jiva Vakyanam Apramanyam, then Smritikartrunam Jivatvepi Smritinam Vedamulattvena Pramanyat. Then he says it is Maivam. So don't say like this. See, I am not saying just because of this. I am saying for a different reason. He is saying Smritikartrunam Jivatvepi. It is true, I agree. The Smritikartas are belonging to the Jiva category. Jivatvepi. But Smritinam Vedamulattvena Pramanyam. So he may be Brahma Pramadadi Doshita, but as long as the Smriti so is in concordance with what has been stated in Veda, that is why it is called Smriti. Smriti is something which is recollected and put in different words. Smritinam Vedamulattvena Pramanya. Therefore, Smritis have to be considered as Pramana only. That is why I quoted Smriti. So you started quoting Smriti, I also quoted Smriti. So it is not because they are made of Jiva, we should simply ignore them as Brahma Pramadadi Dushita. But the criteria should be different. Veda Mulatvena Pramanyat. Then he says, Nahi Swatah Pramanam Smritayaha. Smritis. See, you recollect something, I recollect something. So just because it is recollected, etc., you cannot simply assign Pramanyam to that. Swataha pramanam smritayaha na bhavanti, but Veda Mulatvat pramanam bhavanti. Okay, that is the point he is trying to drive now. Vedastu. So then what is the pramanya for Veda? So he says Apaurusheyataya Brahma Pramadadi Pumdosha Agrastatvena. As far as Veda is concerned, it is not considered as Paurusheya. So whatever is Paurusheya, there is a possibility. Just because it is Paurusheya, you should not simply declare it as Apramanika. But there is a possibility of having error, okay, if it is Paurushaya. That is the point. Vedanantu, it is not the case. Apaurushayattvena Swatah Pramanyam. Now, Evam, so too, Bhagavataha Sri Krishnaderapi Vakya Jatam. So, justifying his own position, he says, so I said Parameshwara is just like Krishna, okay, so too, Krishnaderapi Vakya Jatam Pramanam, because it is done by Ishvara. Or, so now he is going back or considering his viewpoint, and then even if I come down to one level, then also I can substantiate my position. Yadva means or else. Okay. Vedayeva. So even if you say, see, Krishnadi Vakyam can be fallacious, can be fallible. Assume that he is some avatara and so on. Even if you do not take that position, okay, so then also now I am saying, he says Vedayekayeva Anadihi Swatah Pramanam. Okay, Swatah Pramanam means it is valid by itself. So Apaurushedaya Swatah Pramanyam I accept only for Veda. Bhagavad Gita Adikam Sarvantu Veda Mulakataya Pramanam. Okay, so since they are not contradicting Veda, so therefore they are Pramana. Veda Mulakataya, based upon Veda. Atayeva Bhagavad Gita Adinam Smrititvena Vyavaharaha. So they are considered as Smritis and not Shrutis. Evam स्मृति प्रामाण्यस्य श्रुतिमूलकत्वादेव प्रत्यक्ष श्रुति विरोधे स्मृतिः न प्रमाणम् इति विरोधाधिकरणे समर्थितं जैमिनिना. In Mimamsa there is an adhikaranam called Virodhadhikaranam. Virodhadhikaranam essentially discusses if there is a Vakya in Shruti, if there is a Vakya in Smriti, and there is contradiction between Shruti Vakya and Smriti Vakya, which should be given validity. So final Siddhanta is Smriti should be considered as invalid if it is in contradiction with Shruti. This is the substance of Virodhadhikaranam. That's what he is citing now. Smriti pramanyasya shruti moolakatvadeva. So we consider Smriti as pramanam because it is based upon Shruti. Pratyaksha shruti virodhe means there is a Shruti which is available, and the Smriti Vakya is in contradiction with Shruti. Virodhe Smritihi na pramanam. Smriti should not be considered as pramanam. Iti virodhadhikarane samarthitam. It has been well established by Jaimini. Samarthitam Jaiminina. Yetena मूलभूताया श्रुतेः अनुपलम्भेपि, in fact प्रतिकूलाया श्रुतेः अनुपलम्भमात्रादेव स्मृतेः प्रामाण्यम्. So this kind of question arises in various places. There may be a certain smriti, so one may not be able to trace the shruti on which the smriti is based. You get the point? So smriti, there may be some smriti, so you may find somewhere, but directly you may not find a shruti, so which states the same point. Now he is saying, so all those smritis for which you are not able to trace shruti should be considered as valid because there is no shruti which is contradicting to it. That is how we have accepted. So the terms of argument is based upon this acceptance, that smriti, if it is in contradiction with shruti, has to be discarded. If there is a smriti for which you are not able to trace shruti, moment you understand that there is no contradictory shruti, the smriti has to be anyway taken as valid. Okay, that is what this vakya means. Moolabhutaya shrutehe anupalambhepi, even if you do not find. Upalambha is getting, anupalambha is not obtaining. Pratikulayaha shrutehe. Okay, so in contradiction to that, anupalambha matra deva smrite pramanyam. Kasanchi shrutinam utsannatvat. In fact, some of the shrutis have already gone, so we do not have all the shakhas available for us today. Utsannatvat. It is siddhan. It is siddham tathacha. So now he concludes. Vrittikara matasya Upanishad viruddhartha pratipadakatvena apramanyatvat anuyayi tadanyayi Ramanuja Bhashya Pramanatvena Ramanuja Bhashyam Bhashyamapi Apramanatvena Anupadeyameva. This is the conclusion. See, so the line of argument has been very clear. So he has stated. So where is the apramanyam? Yesterday you were asking, no? See, ekameva dvitiyam. Where is that? So that is the contradiction. So this jiva nanatvam is accepted. So ekameva is not accepted by Ramanuja. So ekameva advitiyam has been the statement which is available in Chandogya Upanishad. See, it is in Chandogya Sadvidya. So Chandogya Upanishad, so ekameva advitiyam, it clearly says. So this nanatvam is unacceptable. That is what he is saying. So since nanatvam is accepted by these people, amshatvam is also accepted, not ekatvam. Okay. So therefore, the problem is viruddhartha pratipadakatvena. That is the point. So that shruti cannot be interpreted in any other way, since this description is in contradiction to that shruti, and this is anyway smriti. So smriti which is not in concordance with shruti, so is apramanika, and therefore Ramanuja Bhashya is apramanika. This is the argument that is being presented.
Which smriti is not in concordance with shruti?
No. Whatever Ramanuja says. Ramanuja says, or Vrittikara says, or he cites various things. Assuming that. So first is, he said this is his position. So if you say that all Smritis so should be put in one category, then also
if it is
so,
in a concordance with
exactly. So this is in contradiction, which cannot be interpreted in any other way.
Explicitly ekameva
Advitiyam. See, in fact, the entire Vakya is Sadeva Somme idamagre asit ekameva advitiyam. Idamagre. Idam means whatever you see now. Idam paridrishyamanam jagat. Okay, Chetana Chetanatmakam jagat. Sadeva asit. And then finally he says ekameva advitiyam cha asit. So advitiyam means there is no other second entity. Okay. So therefore, that is what he concludes. So Shankara now अप्रमाणत्वेन अनुपादेयमेव शंकरभाष्यस्य वेदान्तार्थप्रतिपादकत्वेन सप्रमाणत्वात् उपादेयत्वम्. See, so that is अप्रामाणिका and this is प्रामाणिका and therefore this is उपादेयम्. This is the conclusion. So कस्य उपादेयत्वम्? So रामानुजभाष्यस्य अथवा शंकरभाष्यस्य, that is the discussion. And he concludes that Shankara Bhashya is Upadeya because it is Pramanika, because it is in line with this Shruti.
The Advaita. Anything teaching Advaita is in concordance with Shruti. That is
So, Mayacha, see Mayacha atra yeshu sthaleshu. Then, see in every text, you have to say what you are going to do. So, because this is Upodghata, he finally concludes Mayacha. So, where is your effort oriented? Mayacha atra yeshu sthaleshu Ramanuja bhashyasya Vedanta virodhaha Shankara bhashyasya tat avirodhaha tadubhayam samyak vivichya pradarsyate. This is the pratigna. Okay. So what am I going to do? I am going to highlight those points where Ramanuja bhashya is in contradiction to Vedanta, and at those points how Shankara bhashya is in line with Vedanta. So this is my effort to point out the flaws. So this is a very essential because so if one has to follow a certain school, one has to have clarity in his mind. Okay. So this also is all right. That also is. This may be all right in various places, but I am going to point out those places where it is not all right. So this is the pratigna. So I think we will conclude here. So this ends the introductory part of the text. Then we may take up various other titles. So this will be after a week or so. Om sarve pasikanah santu sarve santu niramayaah sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om